Hello, 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 and welcome back to the fiefdom. We are back at the keep, and I've been working quite a bit in the background. And you're going to see some of it in this episode, but a lot of it is going to be in the next bunch of episodes. Yes, we are going to be focusing on one location per episode. So, we're going to start at the keep. There's been some improvements, and this room has been added, and the staircase, or the ladder rather, is gone. I put it temporarily over here. So, this is the main room. This is the very first room, other than the house over here, where we have the command blocks. We then made our bone block generator, where we put hay bales in. Oh, this guy has frozen. There we go. So that makes bone blocks. Let's get away from that. It's quite loud. I've built this off to the side where we have our charcoal generator. And in the last episode, I kind of showed it off, but here it is. It's very simple. It's not doing much at the moment. But once we fill this up with charcoal, then it will. So we'll get that started soon enough. Over here is where we're going to make our smooth stone generator. Pretty much the same design as this building, or this structure here. Would it be better to make that into a blast furnace? No, I think that's ores and raw ores. Yeah. Anyways, we'll set something up. I made this quite large because I wanted some structure difference. And I was thinking originally that some of the charcoal could go down and over here and then be pumped up into these. But yeah, we'll just have to see how I do that. I'm not going to worry about that in this episode. What I do want to worry about is an idea that I had. So let us quickly sleep. All right. So I had mentioned in the previous episode that I wanted to put a boat dock building here, and I still do, but the hopper system under the flooring gave me the idea that maybe all these farms that I've set up as these different homesteads that represent one subscriber each, maybe once I get an iron golem farm going, I can make a whole bunch of hopper systems that feed into a main building that can then be sorted into a sorting system. So what I have right now for my item sorting is all this. And they're not full, but they're very disorganized. Yeah, I want to fix that. I want it really, really organized. And I would love a building that's not attached to the keep, which can start making, let's get rid of this. We don't need that in my hand. We don't need this in my hand. So, boat dock system, some sort of, not sorting per se, but all the farms will lead to another building, and then we'll have a large storage building. And I'm thinking definitely in this area. I was thinking off to the side. But we have various farms. And I've kind of linked certain farms close to each other because their farming materials are ingredients for a greater thing. So, for example, I have a cow farm, which is going to focus on milk, and I have a chicken farm, which is focusing on eggs. Sugarcane is just over there. And wheat, we have a ton of. We have the command block that gives us wheat. And so maybe a structure somewhere in the middle of all four will be a bakery. But that's kind of getting too advanced for where we're currently at. I currently only have 12 subscribers, so I have 12 buildings. There's two over here. There's the bamboo. There is the cocoa beans, which is practically ready to be made into cookies because wheat and cocoa make cookies. But yeah, we also have a pumpkin farm not too far away. So the is it sugarcane, pumpkin, and eggs make pumpkin pie. So then there might be another like food based one. But yeah, anyway, all the structures are relatively in this direction. So it needs to be on this side of the building. I'm actually tempted to say, like, just take over this whole section that I'm kind of drawing a square over. Yeah. A docking system can be off to the side. Sorting system. Sorting system can technically be underneath it. Yeah, let's get started on that. Do we need anything here? Oh, what we do need here, take all the charcoal. We can get the charcoal generator started. Oh, wow. Oh, and also, I eventually want to clear this out and make it into a spiraling staircase that goes all the way up, all out of copper. Yeah, I'm not quite liking where the ladder is, but at least it's not in that main room anymore. It's a little bit crowded there. So the system that we had on the upstairs floor feeds into there. But now we're going to have it at a nice height. And it's going to be producing it 4 times as fast. Oh, are there? Yeah, there's charcoal on there too. I should have just emptied my inventory. Anyways, not going to worry too much about this. I will load all this in. Okay. So we want a bunch of stone, bunch of cobblestone rather, and a bunch of logs. We're going to do an interior cobblestone layer, much like this building, and a exterior smooth stone. I'll probably work on that in another episode. And what we can do, just so we can figure out the spacing, I'm going to grab some chests. That is plenty of chests. And I guess you might want to see what this looks like from the outside. That's what it looks like. I might have overdone it with the button accenting, but that's all right. As we build ramparts, we'll probably have a connection leading into there, and it won't be so obvious. So I want to get my sword out just in case. Oh, and you'll notice I have swapped out for iron. I finally figured that I need to go and get some diamonds. I need to get some enchanting table eventually. So I dug very deep down and I've been getting some iron, upgraded my tools to iron as well. Typically, I kind of want to be using the copper, but yeah, this will be fine for now. So, where exactly do we want one of the corners? Yeah, that can be one corner. And we'll use the chests to figure out spacing. Although the chests might double up like that. Yeah, they'll double up like that. It's not going to matter what the spacing is. So it's a matter of where do we want the opposing corner? And I'm kind of thinking, ooh, do we want a diagonal entrance into the building? So we have this path. And a nice diagonal entrance into the building. So that's kind of the door. I love the fact that the fireflies kind of give you an advance warning to go to bed. All right, so we do a diagonal door there. So technically, we'll just put this here for now. That marks the other corner. And then oh boy. I did not think that through. We'll get spruce logs in there so that they look like they're waterlogged. We'll worry about that detailing later. Okay. You know what? Let's make some scaffolding. I haven't set up the spider spawner. That's probably going to be the next episode because I desperately need more string. But I think I do have some. I moved all my resources back into this building, so as I built all the different locations, I just kind of brought them with me. No string? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, I have 19 string. That is pitiful 20. How much scaffolding does that make? That's a fair amount of scaffolding. I'm okay with that. This is all supposed to be stone, and it's just an absolute mess. So this little path, in case you're wondering, leads to here, which is where the stables are. This is kind of like extra outdoor storage associated with the stables. Might even fence this all in. Try to get some horses. Try not to get llamas that end up disappearing. And then the other path is the main path leading down to the storage area. So I wanted to get a look. Oh, it's so nice to have scaffolding again. I haven't used it in a while, but that's okay. Yeah, that seems... That seems okay. And then right here. And if we need more space, then we can do a little wing extension. And yes, this is a rectangle, except for a little diagonal cutout here. But we can add shape. Like this is all rectangles. And it's still very rectangular shaped, but as we get more buildings and some connections, some ramparts, then it's going to be less rectangular. All right. Ouch. So now we have to figure out the spacing. Let me just put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking, because this is 3, this is 2, this is 3, and this is technically 3. We need to move it out 1 or back 1. Let's move it back 1. Okay, so now the spacing is better. And yes, I am going to do detailing underneath there, making it look like it's wet. Because that is the type of builder I am. Actually, we'll keep that there, because we now have to figure out if we have to make adjustments on this one, which we most likely have to. Yes. Okay. So I want to confirm 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Does it have to be 3? No. I like working with 3s, well, technically 5s and 7s. I definitely need to get a new mouse, because every time I scroll to one item, it goes one more. There's something wrong with the mouse wheel where it over scrolls. I think there's gravel under there, which I'm not too happy about. This whole layer is probably going to disappear, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's put in cobblestone. Oops. Ouch. See, it scrolled one more. Or it scrolled back. Oh no, it's because I tap on the one that I want, and then it ends up scrolling if I don't do it slow enough. It's fine right now, but if I do it quickly, we have trouble. See, I did that there. All right. So this is the basic structure so far. Once I get the smooth stone generator all set up, then we'll start doing all the bricks around it because it is such a nuisance to cook it by hand. It needs to be automated. And yes, I could make some very complicated automation, but I kind of want to like lean in on this is early civilization for this fief. So all our farms are simple. For example, the chicken farm, which is really just an egg farm. It's just 2 chickens laying eggs, and there's hoppers collecting them, feeding them into a chest. Nice and simple. But once we build that next structure, we might automate it a little bit more for feathers. Yeah, this will do. And I'll probably have groupings of like 3 chests at a time with maybe some hoppers feeding into them. Maybe. I'm not sure. So a lot of blocks will have solid, stairs, slabs. And then you might have a little wall gap. And then different material. Solid, stairs, slabs. See, and it scrolled again and it wasted an arrow. Or durability of the crossbow. It's frustrating. And I don't want this structure to be right up on the water because I want the ramparts to wrap around it. Because this is our resources, we need to protect them. So there might be tunnels, and then we can add windows so it won't look so bad. We're out of stone. Can I just... Don't know why I felt the need to do that, but I did. There might be some windows looking into... I guess this is... Once we get the ramparts going, this is essentially going to be the Bailey. It's a bit of a hill. Yeah, not sure exactly what we'll do. Maybe we'll have some sort of other structure, a wall, a retaining wall of sorts. That way the horses don't have to contend with too much of a hill. And we can make it as tall as we want, but yeah, that is the beginning of the storage room. That is not what I wanted at all. It's been a little while since I've used scaffolding. Haven't really played Minecraft that much in the last couple of years, but yeah, let's just clear my hand. Definitely liking how the keep is coming along. But for it to be a castle, we need a whole bunch of buildings and ramparts, retaining walls. But we will be working on that. And now that I have scaffolding, it's going to be so much easier. But yeah, I think in the next episode, we will work on the silk farm, as I'm calling it. There's a rich residence that lives on that hill. And we'll work on that string farm. Because string's needed with a lot of other stuff too. And yeah, we'll also work on that in the background. So once we're over there, you might see some of this being worked on. And yeah, I figured each episode will go to a different residence, a different homestead, upgrade their farm slightly, their land. And then as we get more subscribers, we'll figure out where they will have their plots. Anyways, that's it for now. Take care, and I'll see you later.